So, good evening, guys. How are we all? Today we are doing issue 91 of the Routemaster. I have three wonderful guests today. First one is my co-host, Horlicks.
Hello, how are you? Hope everyone's okay this evening. Pardon?
What have you been up to?
Not a lot, just been a hero in the house. The washing machine broke down and I fixed it and saved them an engineer visit. So, the letting agent were really nice and said, "Oh, we love tenants like you and you've just earned yourself a tub of celebrations." So that's a cheap way of getting out of it, because I'm sure an engineer would cost more than that. But yeah, it's
more than a tub of chocolates. Yeah.
But it's a lovely thought. So, yeah.
So, who should we introduce next?
Oh, who did we introduce first last week?
I can't remember.
It was Dave, I think. So let's do.
Well, we'll have to go, Dave, now, because you've just told everyone who's going to be on the show.
Well, I suppose.
So here's Dave.
It's the
same. Hello.
We always have the same wonderful people. So.
Okay. We'll have Fleetwood first next time, then, if we get Fleetwood on the show.
If we do, yeah.
If we do. So, talk about Fleetwood. Here he is.
I don't mind bringing up the rear. I don't mind.
You'll get strange messages from strange people.
Yeah, true, yeah. I'll make sure my backside's near the wall, but never mind.
So, has anybody noticed a popular name in the chat that we've not seen for very long, for a while?
Yeah.
Andy M, welcome back. He's been away for 8 weeks. Feels like the new boy. It's welcome back, Horlicks. Missed you. I've got 8 magazines to catch up, but I thought I would skip them and join you tonight. Although the first person I should have mentioned really should have been Michael John Wicks, who's first to comment today. So at 7, just gone 7.
Wow.
So we've also got Peter Whitlock, Dave Bassett, who's probably not watching at this exact moment because Pepsi's off for dog training. Pepsi is a dog, not his wife or anything like that, and he's taking her off to dog training. Still over the moon about getting one of David Buckingham's fabulous Routemaster bases.
Wow.
I can't sing those praises enough. Right, so we've got something to bring up today. I was going to bring it up a little bit later. We are hearing rumors that stage 4, they're using the wrong screws. So what I'm going to do, unless someone advises me it's a really bad idea, I'm going to try it with the screws that they say. Then I'm going to replace them, if need be, with the screws that has been suggested. And then we can have a good comparison and opinion then.
Yeah.
So Michael John Wicks makes a change to be here this early. Really look forward to tonight's show. Peter Whitlock says they'll damage the frame. They suggest that DP screws from the spares box are a better fit. Surely they would only damage the frame if you carry on screwing. Because one of the rules that we have with plastic screws is that you keep screwing until the resistance increases. So would it be a case of if we use the screws suggested in the magazine, we would just get to a stop point and then the head would be sticking out where we've not stuck it in?
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll have a look. So Love Minis is also here. Roger Kendall, Michael John Wicks, Love Minis, P40F20. How are you guys? And Paul 61. Love the clamber to be first to comment. There's a lot of streams I've watched where they do like to mention the first to comment. I just thought I'd continue that. Some people aren't bothered, some people like, but I actually like the fact it's not always the first person who comments. So, and everyone gets a mention anyway. Excuse me. And then it's all the usual suspects. Chris Davies. Chris, I really feel bad about last night that no one could help you do your stream. I really couldn't, but if I could have done, I would have done. But from what I've seen, it looked a good little stream. Actually, I think you can still be proud of yourself. You did well.
Definitely. I caught up when I got back, and I thought you did really well. You
Yeah.
managed to absolutely fine on your own.
Chris Davies is a fantastic builder. You know,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen his channel, check it out.
Yeah.
So James Tubridy's here, Levi Otter, Stuart Sullivan, Chris Davies again, Robbie Bobby. How are you? The
Hello.
mighty Robbie Bobby. Wow, I'm feeling honoured now. Now I've frozen now. So
No, it's like when the famous person comes into the room, isn't it? It's like, no, nice to see you, Robbie.
yeah. So probably won't be as funny as your shows. I'd love to know how you can just be so naturally funny. Although, saying that, I think Robbie Bobby's a little bit. I just made a cock up, right? But we'll show you and we'll make fun of it,
Yeah.
which I think is a good way to be, because you know you get people who'll edit the videos so that it looks like they did it perfect first time, and that quite often can be an unrealistic view of a stage.
He was one of, apart from other YouTubers, obviously, as well, but he's one of my top 5 YouTubers. I just like, he just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
The videos and it's brilliant.
And again, like me, not frightened to give things go, like the R2D2 weathering. I got the impression he's never weathered before, and he's like, well, I'll give it a go. And got a good result, actually. So let's waffle, get on with it.
Yeah, I've got the syrup. You're the waffle. Let's go.
So
Let's roll.
So what we need now are some parts on the screen.
Oh,
that was aimed at you. So I'm just going to.
Sorry, I thought it was up. I showed it away.
No, your eBay listings are up. So let's see what I can do here. Oh, hang on. There we go. No,
That's better.
this is the view we want, isn't it? Right. So cool. I've got to do something about this light, you know. I know I say it every week, but it's all right for the stream, but it's awful in my eyes. So
it's a lot better than mine was last week. It was terrible on that live.
So we have got some wonderful looking pieces. Even the lady in news agent was a little bit impressed with it. But I think it's more colour than anything, isn't it, that probably made them impressed. So I've got some. Oh, there's the leftover screws from last week, aren't they? So I will continue to use these trays because they are quite useful. And obviously I tend to use. I'll put this one away actually. And I think I will just move the camera back. Sorry guys, sometimes it takes me a little while to sort out cameras, and it really depends what we're doing. I've also got to keep an eye on where I'm placing the parts. I really don't like that. That's not too dark, is it?
No, it's all right.
Right, okay, so let's get sharp knife out. So obviously I say about using parts trays, but a lot of these, they come in a nice little tray, so you may as well may as well use them. So let's do. My desk is, as I describe it, 3rd week of the month. It just gets messier and messier, and then I attempt a little clean while I'm off on lates. Right, so bag on the floor because we don't want to chuck it in the bin, just in case. And there's now that's sellotape. Wow, there's actually a lot more parts in this than you think when you first look at it. So shall we begin?
Let's begin.
I'm just going to stall you for a bit. I'm not happy with that focus.
Okay, but while you're doing that, I'll talk about what we're doing. So we're doing the framework for the framework for the outer walls of the upper deck. We start work on fitting the windows into the framework with the left-hand side of the upper deck. So that's
right. Let me just grab
really
that
good.
view back then.
So is that 4 windows in total?
It looks like there's 5.
Right.
Ah.
Oh,
Well,
hang
we'll see
on.
what we want.
No.
I think I'll stick with that as my focal point. We'll see how we get on. So,
Yeah.
what's the first stage then, please, Mr. Horlicks?
Okay, so A, you should have the left outer wall framework.
Right. I think that's this big Mahusive piece. Now, this, when I saw this, I thought it was about 2 or 3 pieces, but it looks like it's actually 1 piece. So this is definitely metal, and that's definitely going near the front, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
See that curve on it?
Yeah.
Well, don't do what I tried to do with the wall and go, oh, that's a bit bent. That is.
No.
That is 1 big piece of painted metal. You're gonna love that, Dave.
And
So
how
this I'm gonna guess is the outer skin.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, and that really is quite hefty.
Yeah.
is it heavy?
It is, for what it is, you wouldn't think it was that heavy. I really can't describe it. Heavier than the Aurea. Little bit lighter than a packet of biscuits. How's that?
At the moment.
Best I can do, guys. Best I can do.
How many biscuits have you eaten?
Well, I've eaten about 4 or luck. I'm
No.
not greedy, see.
Okay, so B is the left outer wall framework. Another
Okay.
piece.
That's pretty much exactly the same in quality and material, and
Metal as well.
Metal as well.
Wow.
I'm gonna go there. That's just a guess. Right. Okay, so part C.
Is 2 window bars.
Right. So 2 window bars, and these are pretty much the same as the front window bars that we did a while back. They're plastic, they're chrome coated, and yeah, they've got a little hole in them, and I know why they've got a little hole in them, which we will all find out soon.
Okay.
Yep.
D is a window winder times 2.
Right, and that's the reason they've got a hole in them. I didn't like these last time. So there's 2 little silver plastic bits. And basically what I suspect, well, we'll see when it happens, but these are obviously going to go across a window somewhere, and then the winder goes on there.
Right.
So you've got the windy down windows for the passengers.
Okay. We've got E, which is 2 window frames.
Okay, and these are actually plastic. And I'm going to suggest that these have got a tab on, so we might have a little bit of sprue cutter work on.
Yeah.
Having said that, I'm not going to cut them off yet, because those little tabs are actually, I'll just bring the magazine up. Those tabs are actually in the magazine picture, so they may well be required. So I'm not going to be too quick and hasty and cut them off. But one says, well, they both say F2. So I'm suggesting that these are absolutely identical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay. F is a sliding window pane times 2.
Okay, and that's also got a tab on it, which I believe is going to get cut off, but we've got some nice silver trim. These
Yeah.
are reminding me a lot of the front windows.
Yeah.
Although we haven't put front windows in.
Okay.
Have we put the front windows in, Dave?
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
Well, where's my front windows gone then?
I don't know.
Oh, silly me. Yeah, no. We put the front windows in, but we haven't attached said windows to the body.
Yeah.
I've got a piece of red framework somewhere with some windows in.
Yeah.
And if you remember, they go in like that, don't they? One slides and one's fixed.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is going to be the same this time. So what's next then, Horlicks?
Okay. G is 2 window panes.
Right, I'm going to suspect that that's these two. I'll just show you the one because I think they're both the same. So, usual standard procedure for windows, piece of perspex, which scares the hell out of me. But there's 1 and 2, and that should leave H.
H, which is, yeah, a window pane. It's got an angle on it.
And again, scary piece of perspex. They're only scary because if you screw things in too tight, it does have a tendency to get little hairline cracks. And when the sun shines, you do notice it prominently. Okay, so screws.
Screws, yeah. So you should have 10 OP screws.
And I'm going to count these Horlicks style. I wonder, yeah, there's about 10 there.
Yeah, except mine are accurate.
All right, hang on then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 10. There is 10 there actually.
Yeah,
there is actually.
That's it. Right, 5 DP screws.
Okay, 5 DP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 EM screws.
Whoops. 5 EM screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
And 3 FM.
3 FM, funky FMs. 3 of them. So what I've also done is, because the suggestion is we're going to replace the OPs with the DPs. So I've got a spare DM from last week, and I've got my little pot here with all my spare screws. So we've got some in there. Okay. So make like a salad and let us begin. That was cheesy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, fit window pane 91H into the upper front opening of the outer wall framework 91A. Sorry.
Sorry, I've just print disaster. Sorry guys, I really am sorry. I was doing a print for Adrian. I thought I'll do it overnight, and I'm going to guess that the rear is needing re-leveling.
Oh dear.
I just heard a crack, and right, so 91A will be the large piece, won't it? The first piece in the description.
Yeah. Look.
So I should help if I have my own magazine up. So it looks like we're working from the inside because you can see all these workings there. And we're going to need the one window pane, which is
the one
one.
91H, yeah, which is the angled piece.
Right, so I'm trying this a variety of different directions. So, right, so we have a shaped window here. You see you've got the curve on the top,
Yep.
but the window isn't curved. But it needs to, if you look at you've got screw hole there, there, and there. So if you line up the 2 screw holes there, you can then see that you've got a line up there and there. So although this window is going to go into the frame, obviously from the inside, that's what you're going to get.
That's so interesting to me, Penny, that.
Is it really?
Yeah, and it's so easy for me to do.
I would hate to send you to sleep, Dave, because you are knowledgeable on this.
No, it's so interesting. As you know, as you all know, that I'm painting our buses, and that now tells me that I don't have to put the windows in, which is great, absolute great news.
Of course, yeah.
Before I paint the parts, and on Christine's bus, especially around the window, on most upper deck and lower deck windows on hairs, it's actually red right in the very outside and then
Obviously,
cream.
she will paint this like that and then put the window in.
But that little bit of red in the inside, that's brilliant. Really good.
Good. So I'm going to test my screwdriver bit on the screws before I begin to screw.
So yeah, we need
That's probably
6
two.
even screws.
Yeah. And obviously, this is the worrying bit for me is the fact it's Perspex. Right, so I'm going to be using my JOO head. And I am going to use the Aurea because I want so much control on this. And I'm going to just pick a random corner. It doesn't matter which one. And I'm just going to pop that screw in just enough to bite.
Yeah.
So at least now it's holding, look. So I'll then take my next screw and I'll work on the opposite corner. Very carefully. And that's now fixed. Well, it's not fixed in place, but it's held in by 2 screws. And then the third one, any corner. That's now in. So the window, actually, to be honest with you, this window, now I've got 3 screws in, it's not that wobbly. So I wonder if we will get away with hardly screwing this in at all. Do you know what? You can see there, that's not screwed in, is it?
No.
But yet this window,
Super.
you can push it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this by eye. And I'm just going to keep gently screwing, really, really slowly. And I'm just going to screw it until it looks like it's touching the window by eye. Can always do fine adjustments later on. How are you guys with this light? Is it okay for you? So, you know, when Horlicks does his screwing, he starts off really slowly just to make sure the part is in, and then he speeds up, and then he slows down right towards the end. I'm kind of trying to be like he is at the beginning for this whole batch of screwing. So these are not quite fully in. Right, so we'll see how there's a little bit of play there. So I think what I'll do, I'll just give them a little bit. You know how we always say it's not a race?
True.
Yeah.
You know, if it takes me an hour just to put this window in, then so be it.
Oh,
what happened there?
I was moving my cup out of the way. Sparkles is here to say hello.
I thought it was a sound effect of the glass
You need
smashing.
sparkles now this second, or can I just finish this bit
Yeah,
off?
Eddie. That's why I was just waiting. Yeah.
Right. To be honest with you, I'm doing this more by feel than by look now. As the screw head touches the perspex, obviously it's going to increase the resistance a little bit. And I've got these to the point where I could probably get another quarter turn on them. But to be honest with you, there's no movement on that glass. There's a little bit of movement at the bottom. But I think that's more the length of the perspex than anything. So as a general touch, that's not moving. So although I could screw that in another, I don't know if you can see the screw head sticking out. I don't know if that would cause a problem when it goes on to the inner skin, but I'm actually going to stop there. Rather than risk because you see, look, I've got no, let me put a strong light on that. I've got no cracks at all on there.
Wow.
So why push that any further? Paul 61 says, if it takes an hour to put one window in, it's going to be a long time. What I meant by that really is that if it takes an hour to get that and that is your result, I'm not complaining. So that's a nice result, I think. Would you guys be all right?
Yeah.
We may potentially have a problem with those screws because they're not, they could be in a little bit further, but I really don't, you know, I had some very, very fine cracks. Sorry, I've just reread your comment and then noticed your correction. If it takes an hour to put one window in, but yeah, if this doesn't fit because the screws are out, like you know, I could probably get about a quarter of a turn. If it doesn't fit, then obviously I'll have to turn them in a little bit further. But I think that's okay. Obviously, with all the fingerprints, it doesn't look as good now. Ian Martin says I can see right through that. So let's find sparkles. There we go.
Sparkle. Running away.
Say hello.
Hello.
She's feisty today again, so she's going to get the girl up yours tomorrow because we're going back to mine tomorrow. So
You can see.
yeah, come here, you monkey. Here you go.
You showing everybody your bum?
Hamster butt.
She's gone in your head. Come out. Buckles. Come on. There you go. Look.
It's a little nest.
Yeah.
Whoa. Say hello. Say hello.
Yeah.
Say hello. Come in.
Right, you're getting feisty. You need to go back in your ball now, don't you?
Say bye-bye
In the
then.
ball.
Yeah.
Say bye-bye then. Say thank you, everybody.
Right, go on then. Cheers, Benny.
Okay.
Ooh, all right,
So,
Grandson.
are we all happy with that stage? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the next stage then, Horlicks?
Okay, so take the two sliding window panes, 91F, and cut away the moulding left from manufacture to leave a smooth edge left. Repeat to remove the moulding from the two window frames, 91E, right.
Okay, fair enough then. So the parts that I decided to leave on actually need to come off. So let's start with the easy one. This is plastic, so this is not going to be so difficult. I think I've done this before on Routemaster, have I? Remove the screws. This is the way I do it. Other people may do it differently. I'm going to cut this piece off as long as I can. Normally I would, oh, there we go. So I'll get, you see that these are flat-sided cutters. Normally they say, oh, cut them there. What I like to do is come in with them upside down and just cut that big bit off. Then I will come in again with the flat side to the piece and I will cut that. That's actually shaped, so it's falling into place. So this may actually not need a file, but come in, there we go, trim that off. And then that probably, yeah, it will give it a bit of a file. So you come in with a nice file and we'll just give that. like that. And that's it.
Smashing.
So the reason I go in upside down on the first piece is if you go in right close, you run the risk of cracking it, especially as this is a painted piece as well. So I want to cut it nice and long. Then I will come in. There's less. The larger the piece, the less accurate the cut seems to be. So that's actually quite a nice cut because the shape of it, the pliers are kind of falling into place. So we'll just tidy that up. Just be careful because that is painted on the end. Try not to rub the paintwork off. So these are going to be a little bit more difficult because they're perspex, and I'll be honest with you, I'm panicking now because I'm doing this live. If this was a pre-recorded video, I could get away with saying, here's some I prepared earlier. So let's see if my theory works. So I'm going to cut them upside down. That's it's a little bit difficult to get in. Actually, I'm going to cut that bit off, and then I can come in upside down. There we go. And then this one, I'm actually not going to cut it all off in one piece. I'm going to just cut halfway down, and then I'm going to come in a bit more, and then a bit more, and that's just giving me a lot more control, and I'm happy with that one. Be careful on these because where you file it, it's going to make the whole thing go white. So I don't know if this piece is going to be visible. Well, I'm just going to trim it with a knife. Don't do what I'm doing, or be careful. You should be cutting away from you. There we go. That's actually recovered it quite nicely. So hopefully you can't see where I've cut it.
No.
If you can see, get one of those nail buffers. And oh, I thought I just had one. And get the apps like they've got about 4 or 5 different stages of sanding, and the last one is more of a buffing bit. And what you can do is smooth it off and then give it a buff, and that'll come up really nice and shiny. People use them for fixing aircraft cockpits, and it does a job perfectly. You could scratch this and then go over it, and you can bring it all back up to Peter Whitlock saying, this is my second window tonight. Didn't know I was into double glazing. Right, so cutting with it upside down, cutting as large as I can. Oh, that's worrying me. If you feel it's too much, just cut little tiny bits off. Because if you only cut just like, you see how much I'm cutting there? Just a tiny bit. And then I'm coming in and cutting a bit more. And you see I've got full control of where that cut goes then. And with this, I think the knife is working better. If you insist on cutting towards your thumb, bring your thumb right down. And then you can see that if I should slip, it's going to go over my thumb. Don't put your thumb there, because if you do slip, you see where the blade is going. So yeah, keep the thumb right down and just tiny, tiny trims, and keep the blade pointing upwards away rather than towards, because again, if you slip, you could go straight through the window. In actual fact, I'm happy with that. You say you could file it if you wanted, or use a buffer pad, but panic over now. I'm happy with that. So that's those two. That's stage 2 done then, isn't it?
Okay.
Excellent.
Stage 3, fit one of the sliding windows 91F into each of the window frames 91E, so the ridges on the ends of the sliding windows fit into the recesses in the frame as indicated by the arrows. Note that the metal edge of the window pane should be at the top. The sliding windows 91F will be held in place when the frames 91E are fitted to the outer wall frames.
Lovely. Right, so looking at the magazine, I can see we're working on the inside, and I can tell that because we've got lots of holes there and crevices. And also you've got the curved bottom. Sorry, I was working too high there. Oh. Paul 61, you said if I do cut my thumb, I won't do it again. You've obviously not met me then, have you? Because I will do it again and again and again. So these are the little runners there. What we're looking to do, can you see on there you've got a crevice in there. It's very hard to spot.
Yeah.
But it's there. So with the silver piece at the top of the frame, I'm going to place that on there and the other side there, and then that will slide up and down like that. And I'm going to put that there because I haven't looked at the instructions, but I suspect we will be working on that in the next stage. So square piece at the top, square corners at the top, rounded corners at the bottom, lots of detailing there. You see there's very little detailing there. Sorry, detailing as in like screw holes and things. There's your runner. So silver piece at the top, and there's your runners there. So that's upside down. And if you run your finger along it, it's smooth. If you run your finger along it and it's rough, you've got it upside down. So square silver piece at the top, and that's in those runners nicely. Okay. Okay. Right. So what's next then, Horlicks?
Okay, so fit the window frame 91E into the next upper half of the framework 91A, so the sliding window 91F is held in place. Fix the window frame in place with 2 DP screws fitted from the inside of part 91A. Fit the window pane 91G to the inside of the frame 91A so that it slightly overlaps the sliding window. Fix in place with 4 OP screws.
Right.
And then it also says take care not to get fingerprints or smears on the window panes when you fit them.
Okay.
Isn't this where we've got to change the OP for DP, is it?
Yes. So let me get a piece of kitchen roll because it's far too late for not getting smears. So this is probably something really bad to use because it's got little bits in it, but so give that a little bit of a polish. Trying not to scratch it, obviously. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that glass. I'll say I could tighten it a little bit further, but I think that's okay. So, I mean, you're not going to be sitting there. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you what I'm doing, am I? I do apologise. So I've just polished that window up a bit, and then maybe I should have fitted these windows holding the kitchen roll. Right, so let me interpret this then. So we've got it this way round because I can see on the magazine that this piece of glass there is visible. So that means that this window is going to be coming in to this side. So it will be coming in to, whoops, trying not to drop the piece of window out of the frame. So that will be coming in. Doesn't want to go in, does it? Because I've got it upside down. Right, so coming in this way from the outside, like so. Voila. So obviously it's not fit with the screws, but there's our sliding window. And I think that will tighten up once we get the screws in. So this is screwing from the inside. That's no longer a good fit. I think that's tried to pop out. So let's pop that on my hand, and then that will come into there. Right. So the screws are going to go into the corners. There's actually 6 holes. So let's try an OP screw, but bearing in mind we believe it's going to be a DP. So all in the name of science, guys. Well, that's, can you see it? You can't see that, can you? Let's bring that in a bit more.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I think I might have just accidentally broken something on my desk, but right. That's not working, is it? Right, that's, oh, there we go, right sideways. Oh, I have actually just, oh no, my lovely new parts holder, I've broken it. Never mind. Right, this is absolutely awful to work in, but right, so first screw going in. Sorry about the camera angle, guys. Yeah, I can feel that's going to be too long. It just doesn't even feel nearly right.
Yeah.
Oh, right, let's try a better screw head, shall we? Let's go back to trusty J1. So I don't normally screw the screw all the way in, but do you know what? Oh yeah, yeah, right. Right, that would be as far as I dare screw it. It's getting really, really tight there. And can you see how much that screw's sticking out?
Oh, yeah.
That is a lot, isn't it? That is definitely wrong. So let's take that out. And I'll just pop that back in the OP bot bag so I don't get confused. And then we'll try the DP, which I'm going to assume is exactly the same screw, same head, same everything. I hope it's exactly the same. Wow. So there's the new screw. And that is the difference a millimeter makes. So guys, size really does count.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear myself.
Were you not? So I'm going to finish this off with DPs then. I am totally convinced DP is the way to go. So don't pull out your red ones and your silver ones. So if you guys have not been keeping your spare screws, you could run into a problem here. So the question is Hachette fix the problem? Right. I can't find the screw holes now. Oh, it's quite low down. It's there. There's. Oops. Right. What's happened is that this has slid down a little bit. Yeah. Oop. Oh, I don't want to go in there.
Penny, when you get 5 minutes, can you add Dave back on?
Oh, we lost Dave. I'm so sorry, Dave.
Thank you. My computer had kicked me off for some reason.
Oh, it doesn't like you. This is right, I'm going to unscrew this one. It could actually be pulling it slightly, which might explain why I can't get this screw in. It's quite a precise thing needed. It just seems if it's ever so slightly out, it's not going to go in. I think that is connected. So this will be the last one here. There we go. Oh, fireworks still going off.
Fireworks?
Yeah. Fireworks in the background. Right, I don't like that screw head. JO and J1 doesn't seem to be working. Maybe JO is the screw I needed. No, that's not working. I'm struggling here. Let's try the Routemaster. Well, that's not the Routemaster, that's the Fiat actually. Yeah, that's having trouble digging in. Yeah, the Fiat screwdriver for me is working well.
I hope we get some news on the Fiat parts this week. It's been a long time coming.
I actually have got news. I emailed them and I said something like it was due on the 27th or something.
Yeah.
27th of October. And they gave me a usual response of, oh, sorry, we don't have stock. But they've said that stock should be in by the end of the week or payment is due to be taken or something. But they've actually given me, give a little click. Yeah, that's not in, that's why. I don't know if that's actually engaged in the hole. I've just cracked it. Bugger. I've just cracked a piece of the frame.
Oh no.
It's not plastic, that's Perspex. That's painted Perspex. So possibly that one's too large. I can fix that because I can glue that, but I was not expecting Perspex. That'll glue on there and you probably won't notice it in the end, but unless you look for it. But that is, yeah, that's Perspex. So I might even go for a replacement part on that one. So
That's a bummer, isn't it?
yeah. So I might just wind that screw back. So maybe that's too small as well, too large.
Just as a matter of interest, I wonder how much room we've got behind on the interior wall to accept screw heads.
That's what I'm wondering. So, right, I'm going to pop that in there and I'll fix that later on. But yeah, that is.
Maybe up to the camera a bit more.
Sorry. Let me. I might just change the focus to really, really close.
Osborne says you've done it wrong. It's only 2 screws at the top, then 4 in the window.
What?
You have done it wrong. It's only 2 screws at the top and then 4 in the window.
That's why. Yeah, okay, that's my mistake. Yeah, it is only 2 screws. See, I don't know why I put these 4 in. Okay, yeah, that's why it's gone then. It's my mistake. Because by the time you put a window in there, there won't be so much gap in there, would there? Okie dokie. That makes a lot of sense. I can't believe I just done that.
Mark, thank you for that, pointing that out.
Yeah, thank you. So, well, in that case, I might get away with gluing this back in then, because there'll be more room to glue it in.
Yeah, just need to sort your focus out as well, Penny.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought it really in close.
Oh, right.
But, yeah, do be careful with that, because you can see that that's painted perspex.
Yeah.
The result is brittle. I'm gonna try and go with the autofocus. Okay, so I've taken the screw. Ignore the last two screws. Yeah, it's just those two that went in. Yeah, I feel an idiot now. And obviously, don't go too hard, because there's a lot to snap there. So, yeah, okay, apart from that little bit, that looks okay. That window is moving very nicely. Okay, so what's next then, Horlicks?
Okay.
It's the next window, isn't it?
Yeah, fit the window 91G to the inside of the frame 91A, so it slightly overlaps the sliding window.
Yeah.
And then that in place with 4 OP screws.
Why did you listen? So, okay, so I'm doing a dry fit. I can't seem to see a difference between one way or the other. However, there's some little, sorry guys, where are we? Right, so there's some little press stud marks on there. One at the top there and one there. If you put it this way round, they will show. If you turn it that way round, there must be a shape, because this isn't straight. It is straight. So if you position it like that, you've got a press stud mark at the bottom and one on the side. They then will not show. See if I can bring this up. So can you see that press stud mark there?
Yeah.
And it's on the frame.
Yeah.
But if I do it this way round, it will fit. But can you see at the top there? That's now going to be visible.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go it this way. So do you think the OP screw will work? No, I'm not even going to risk it. So yeah, that's where it went wrong. So the DP screw, because you've now got this piece of perspex, that's not going to reach all the way down. So I'll do this broken bit first. Oh, also that just seems to slip into place. So this is going to require very careful screwing, because it's the scary perspex. Right, put that in just enough to bite. Try not to throw my screws around. And I'm going to go opposite corner. DP. Got some red ones in here and some silver ones. That actually matter. If I use the red one or a silver one, it's not going to show, is it? So definitely no wow sticks on this stage.
No.
So if my hands are in the way. So I wonder why they've done that in perspex rather than plastic then.
Yeah, a bit confusing that, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously when you put a layer of paint on it, you can't always tell the difference. These screws don't, these holes don't seem quite lined up. They're only out by a tiny, tiny bit. It makes it difficult to get the screw started. Once it's in, do you know what? Actually, that is in quite well. So I'm just going to do the same as I did before. I'm just going to keep screwing gently until the screw head meets the plastic, meets the perspex. And I actually can't see a thing because I've got a lamp in the way. Right. So we're more feeling than anything else. Yeah. So we just screw. And there you go. That's going in quite easily. And there, the resistance changes. And I can see that there's a little gap under there. I can get my fingernail under. But that window's in solid, so I'm not going to bother with that anymore. So, in actual fact, that's not too bad. I'm all right with that. So I'll glue that bit on. To be honest with you, I could probably put a little bit of filler, give it a gentle sand, and just do a colour match.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not a big fan of tweezers. So I'll see how that goes. We really want something like blue tack. I haven't got any to hand. So what I'd like to do is, you know, that's not a bad fit actually. That's fine. So yeah, what I'd like to do is grab a screwdriver like this one, put a big blob of blue tack on it, stick that to the end, and then I can position it in, put a dab of super glue in, and then just touch it in. But that'll be all right, won't it?
Yeah.
This isn't glued in, but that's not awful, is it?
That's all right, that.
And just in case you didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
Right, so do you guys have any objection to me doing that off camera? Otherwise, we're going to be doing penalty set all show.
No.
So that's 2 top windows down.
Brilliant.
And that's attracting dust like anything. So there's obviously going to be something going over there because there's a couple of holes there. But that's that done. So
Okay.
can I have a look at the next page then?
Yeah. So take the 2 framework sections, 91A and 91B, with the sliding windows in place and align the screw holes as indicated. Hold the parts firmly together and support them from below while you fix the framework sections together with 2 FM screws.
Oh, is that all that's going in with?
Mm.
That's not very steady. That's a bit of a concern for me. Right, so I positioned the 2 pieces of framework there. So you've got 2 lugs there. Let's see if I can get a better camera. Right, so we've got 2 lugs there and 2 there. And that's just going to go in there. So that's just going to be held in place like that. I think this is framework. I think this bit's going over the top of this.
Panels.
Yeah. Because this is panels, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, Penny,
Windows.
I think we missed a step because according to the picture, there's windows in both those top windows.
We have. Yeah, we've missed stage 5. So there's a bit of light relief for us there. So we can go back and break all the windows all over again. Oh, you've not got a stage 5. Do you want to just flick through them all in case they're in the wrong order? Oh, you've not got stage 5.
No.
Right, okay, then I'll have to show you then. So, sorry about that, guys. This is stage 5. So we're going to be placing the window in this bit and there. So it's pretty much the same as before. Take the second window, frame 91E with sliding window 91F, fit it to the outside of the framework 91B, fix in place in the inside with 2 DP. With 2 DP screws. Fit the next pane 91G to the inside of the framework and fix in place with 4 OP screws, which we're going to use DP screws. So it's exactly the same as before, except that instead of placing the window in this curved bit there, we're going to be placing the window there. And the reason I know it's there is in the magazine, you can see where these 2 lugs are, and it's going into there. So, excuse me, 2 DP screws at the ready. In fact, let's get lots of DP screws at the ready because we are going to need a few, aren't we? 6, I think we're going to need.
Yeah.
Right. So, as before, we take the sliding window perspex and we are placing that into this one. So, yes, like so. And then we are fixing just at the top. Don't think that's gone in. So that's not fitting. So have I done that? I haven't put it across enough. Right, there we go. So it's going in this first window. So we're going to end up with a fixed window, a sliding window and a sliding window, and we don't know what that's going to be yet officially. Dave obviously knows, doesn't he?
We'll leave it as a surprise, shall we?
Are they all sliding?
No.
Or is
Not
it
all of
every
them.
other? Okay.
No.
Because you can really annoy the person at the back of the bus by opening every single window, can't you?
You could.
And you're sitting there at the front with your nicely coiffured hair, and the person at the back looks like they're doing 200 mile an hour in an open top MGB. Right, so again, I'm just screwing that until the resistance increases. And I'm now being more worried because I know this is perspex. And every time I hear a crack, I panic. That's actually fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means the last piece to go on is a piece of window. Let me explain that. I'll find any more frame. Someone's loving me. I think Adrian has just sent, well, he sent a photo, so he might have just been sending you the next stage. Right, so obviously last time we had some little punch marks, and I can see punch marks. So I suspect it's going to go in like that. See, it's hiding those punch marks behind the framework. So we'll try it upside down. And yeah. So you see we've got some punch marks are visible there in the actual window. So I'm suggesting it's going to go this way. Now, I'm slightly worried here because this perspex is not the same shape as the window. So I'm going to have to be really, really careful because it's going to pull that perspex into shape as I screw it in. So I'm just going to put all the screws in, just enough to barely bite. that one. So then we'll go opposite. I'm just worried it's going to break it as it flattens it. It shouldn't be that I've got it the wrong way round, because both of these are labelled, both that window and the other window are both labelled the same part number. So they should theoretically then be the exact. I put that one a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm going to put this one in next because that's got a bit more of a buckle than this side. So actually, I think that might be all right. I might be being over careful here.
But it's best to be careful.
Yeah. So I've still got room to put more screw in, or screw it in deeper. Oh, crack. I think the crack that I can hear a very gentle crack. And I think what it is, it's just cutting through the perspex because these are self-tapping screws, aren't they?
Mm.
Right, so doing this by feel, I'm turning very slowly. And there we go. That's increased resistance. So let's go opposite corners. So I'm not even looking at it. I'm just feeling it only. And oh, there we go. Then this one, not looking, just feeling. Well, obviously I'm looking, but there we go. And it's a shame you can't feel this, but turn very slowly, get a feel of how much resistance there is. And once that increases, you're done. So there's very little move. There's actually no move. The movement is all in the middle where there is no screw going in. But I think once the panel goes over, that will hold that middle bit in.
Yeah.
And that is not very, it's a bit wibbly. It's a bit wibbly on the bottom. So just unscrew that and then yeah, okay. I think it's not pulled the frame in. So I'm going to undo the screw, pushing hard on the frame and then re-screwing it. I look like I'm going fast there, but I just knew where the bit was. That's a bit loose, but I'm not really prepared to go any further on that one. But not touching it, it looks fine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll have a little play with this. There's a little bit of play there as well. So I'm not worried about it now. Okay, so let's pretend we've never seen stage 6 before then.
So yeah, take the two framework section, the sliding windows in place, align the screw holes as indicated, firmly together, support them from below while you fix the framework sections together with 2 FM screws.
Okay, famous FMs. Right, this is a DP, isn't it? Right. So excuse me one sec, I'm just hearing a bit of a crack. Oh! Oh!
What have you done?
I've spent ages bed leveling, and the bed's not down far, and it's too far up. I'm going to leave it because. No, I'll tell you what. Sorry, guys. This is the trouble with doing 2 things at once. Right. It's Adrian's fault. I blame him. Now, what happened was I printed some boxes off for Adrian. He wants some screw boxes, and they printed off absolutely fine. They're really lovely, but the lids are a little bit not the best lids I've ever printed. And so I'm like, oh, I've re-leveled the bed, but the bed is perfectly level, but a little bit too high off the print bed. So I'm now up to my second reprint. So right, so this is going, put this one down first because the tab's going in on top of it. And I think I'll just enlist the help of another tray. I want a bit of a prop support, whatever you want to call it. There we go. So that's how they're going to go. Screw in there, screw in there. And I've just lost the screws. I had the screws. Where have they gone? Oh no. This is me all over, isn't it? I put a screw down and I just got two out, didn't I? How does that happen?
Your best penny.
Oh. There you go.
You have to rebrand your channel, Magic with Penny.
Yeah.
Right, so what I'm going to do, because I can't get these exactly level, I'm just going to put these both into enough to bite, and then I'll pick up the pieces and finish them off. So I hope that is going to be covered and that's not going to be on show.
Yeah, it's going to be covered, don't worry.
Dave knows. I bet Dave's actually seen all these pieces.
No.
Dave was actually on the research and development team, but he's just not allowed to tell us.
You guessed.
See, you laughed. Must be true. Oh, thought that went in at an angle. Right, okay. I'm a little bit worried that there's not anything going on at the top there, but it's okay saying it will get supported in the end, but it's now I'm concerned about. Right, that's got a wobble on it.
Do not worry.
I'm not really worried, but I am worried. Look how much wobble that's got on it. I don't mind a little bit of a wobble, but considering we've just screwed two metal parts together, that's quite a serious wobble, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's only two screws holding it, though, isn't there?
I know, but I'm going to get that entire. See, I don't even know if they're the right size anymore, do I?
No.
That's much better. There we go. I knew I could get rid of, well, there's a little tiny wobble. I think actually I might do the old backwards forwards thing.
Yeah, because you should have oiled them.
Yeah, I was hoping no one would know us. I keep forgetting this is our Routemaster crowd I'm talking about there. And I've just accidentally insulted their intelligence. Beautiful. Ever so slight wobble now, but nowhere near as about. I bet you can't even notice it. There you go. Can you notice that on camera?
Not a lot, no.
But I'm trying to keep this bit straight as I screw it in. And that's the awkward bit. You kind of need to be holding it there. Bring this bit up. And then pull them out. Oh, there you go. I can get more on it now. Oh, a lot more. Look at that. Oh, zero wobble. I'm not going to bend it because I probably could bend it if I wanted to. But yeah, look at that. No wobble.
Excellent.
So let me bring that up a bit. Try and get all of it in view. So that's getting there now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, right, what is the next stage then, Horlicks? I'm going to just pop it to one side.
I fit a window winder 91D to each of the window bars 91C. These are push fit connections.
Right. These worry me. And let me explain why. When I fitted the front ones, don't know if you can see them. I want them, me personally, sorry this is upside down, I want them in different positions to give the impression they've been used, but also I want them to show, but I also don't want them to get knocked off easily. Now these actually point inside, so they're not knocked so easily, but that's kind of what I'm after. I'm sorry the focus is bad. So I've got one pointing up and one pointing down. You can't actually see that one too much, but it's pointing down. So I'm going to go along that kind of theme with these two. Let's change the camera to what I'm working on. So, but I'm just worried I'll knock them off as I'm working with them.
That's why I'll be inclined to leave them off until we actually fit them. I would. Until we fit the panel to the bus, if we've not.
Will we be able to fit them once we've got the panels on? I'm going to try and fit them. Right, so what I'm seeing here is this tab there. You want the back of it away from you. Yeah, so it's that position. You see that?
Yeah.
And then you want the circle at the top. And then the window winder, you've got the fat stubby bit is going in. There's the handle. There's the push fit connection. So that's going to go in. Oh, that's actually, that's a little tiny bit looser than last time. So I think that'll be okay, but I might be tempted to Loctite it. I wouldn't disagree with anyone that wanted to Loctite it. So this one is exactly the same. So should we have this one in a cross position? We haven't got to see all of them, have we? That one's a lot stiffer. So there we go. Yeah, you know, I am going to put a dab of glue on that because if you see how loose this is, I can't move that. But this one, you see, I can.
Yeah, you can actually wind the window with that, behind you.
So yes, with realistic winding motions. So all I've got to do now is figure out where my glue is. So remind me next week if you can remember, Horlicks. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to refit that next week. But this one I'm happy to keep on.
Okay.
And I'll just put a tiny dab of glue on that. Right, so we've got no more screws to come.
Yeah.
No, these are push fits, aren't they?
Oh,
Right, sorry, I've jumped ahead of you. So sorry, Horlicks, I'm stealing your job again.
Okay, so take the two window bars, 91C, and fit them across the openings for the second and third left-hand windows on part 84A as shown. The holes at the ends of the bars fit over the pegs in part 84A, and the bars should be level. They will then be held in place when the other framework is fitted.
Right.
And then it says you might find it helpful to temporarily hold the bars in place with a low-tack tape.
Are they not allowed to say masking tape anymore? Because they don't seem to say that anymore, do they?
Yeah.
Right, so very quick table tidy. So let's see if I can interpret that. So this is the side of my bus. I'll see if I can get the right bit. Oh, I can already see where they're going. Right, so we've got some little tabs there, and it's the only place on the front where there are tabs. You cannot physically put it at the front because there's nowhere to put them, and they then stop there. There's nothing there, and then there's one more on this side. So I'm going to guess it's going to be symmetrical. So yes, it's symmetrical in that set. No. Yes, right. So on the reverse side, you can see that there are tabs on 3 windows. So I suspect next week is going to be exactly the same, but on the other side. And then maybe the week after we will do another side, but with 1 bar. Are you happy for me to predict that, Dave?
Yeah.
This is going to go. Remember, the circle goes at the top, and then that will push in. That actually is a really tight fit. There you go. That's lovely. I don't think I'll need low tack tape on my instance. And then this one, can you still see me, guys? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Are you watching, Mum? Are you watching, Mum? Mum, you're not watching, Mum. Are you watching? That's how kids go, isn't it? Right. Okay, that's gone in, but it hasn't had that satisfying click. But that's 2 bars in. So I'll put that in that. I'll get the words out. That I'll put that handle in next week. I'll actually glue it in. I'm just a little bit uneasy with how easy that was to move.
Okay.
So, is there anything else?
No, that's the finished views.
Right. Shall we speculate?
Yeah. Why not?
I think there's only one place this piece is going to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, guys?
Yeah.
Oh. Now I'm really excited. This is not going to be easy to screw together, though. Because lining, look, right, on this frame here, you've got some holes. You've actually got, are they holes or are they? Oh, right, that's interesting. So these large holes, they're lining up with 1 hole on these.
Yeah.
But you see 2 holes there. And there's nothing lining up there. That's obviously how it goes, but it's a little bit. I'm interested to know how these are going to line up, because see how they're loose, unless the roof is going to. Oh yeah, the roof's going to go there, isn't it? On these tabs. And then the actual roof panels is going to attach in there, I would guess. So that is looking pretty special now.
Yeah.
I think then we're going to probably get in the metal panel, just screw straight onto that, covering the gaps, if you know what I mean.
Or they might push fit in.
Or push fit in.
Push fit would be nice because then there'll be no screws showing. Because there's an awful lot of holes.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes now. I reckon it's going to be those really small red screws that we put the bonnet details on with.
That'll be interesting.
I reckon there'll be panel strips.
Panel strips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So panels with little tiny panel strips on, with little tiny screws holding the panel strips on.
Ooh.
Yeah. But look, we've got metal pieces and perspex pieces.
Yeah.
So,
you can see now.
Pardon?
You can roughly see where the advertising's going to go now, can't you, underneath them windows?
Oh, yeah. That's going to go there, is it?
Yeah.
That's a big old Typhoon Tea advert, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think...
Right. Let's switch to Fab 4 mode then.
Well, I think the rear window, we're not going to get one. The curved window, we're not going to get anything to go there. That'll be just a hole so we can put a hand in and open the rear exit that's at the back.
Maybe.
That's actually quite interesting. So how would people feel about that? On the one hand, it's more functional, but on the other hand, you're missing a window.
Yeah.
We may get a window, but I can't see any other way of how we're going to get to the lever. Because there's no lever on the outside of the rear of the bus if you look in the pictures.
Oh, hang on, someone's. All right. So I've just caught up with private chat, Dave.
All right.
My computer kicked me off for some reason.
Yeah, it did.
So I'm going to do a quick catch up on the chat. I'm trying to know where the last chat was. Hang on, are you sure that's not a short-haired rabbit? That's massive. Oh, is that about Sparkles?
Yes.
Sparkles is a diva hamster now demanding a monkey nut and 2 yogurt drops for appearances. Right, if you cut your thumb, you won't do that again. Yeah, I will. Have a little nibble, Penny. Someone said on one of the forums that the OP screws are too long and will go completely with plastic. So, yeah, you've seen firsthand what will happen there. Although I didn't go in with the wrong screw, I went in too deep with the correct screw, but it didn't have enough. Obviously, if you're screwing this much in, you want to screw that long. If you're screwing that much in, you want to screw that long. But if you're only putting that much in, did any of that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's I misread the instructions and I paid the price there. So Chris Cambling's saying hello. Chris Davies, snowing? Does that mean I'll get snow as well? Because I'm only 47 miles from you. I could do with some snow tomorrow, actually. I could have a 5-day weekend then. Right, did I over tighten? Yeah, I just had a really bad day today. You've done it wrong. It's only 2 scrolls. Yeah. I haven't had a chance yet. I'll watch it. So no problems, Penny. Off camera is cool, looking like a good fit. Having smashing time, petrified when I get to the stage, says Stuart Sullivan. What I've done is the way that you start a screw, you go in very carefully and you just start it. Don't change that pace. normally we go in really carefully, then we're screw, and then as we get close to the end, we slow down a bit. Get that middle bit out, just go beginning end, and really nice and gentle, and feel it. It's really hard to explain, but when you're screwing and you've got a certain amount of resistance, possibly none at all, and then as it starts to get fully tightened, the resistance suddenly increases. That's what you're feeling for, but you want to just feel it as it starts to go. So it's actually taken us an hour and a half to build this, which would make me a slow builder, but I think that's because we're going slowly. So maybe aim to take not less than 2 hours to do it. Does that sound fair, Dave?
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Very gently, lots of feeling. I actually really enjoyed that issue. I'm rather pleased with the results overall, because obviously I'm scared of windows after doing the cab. Some very, very helpful person sent me replacement cab windows, which has got me out of a pickle. But obviously I'm very, very scared it's happening again. And so I've now kind of overcome that fear. And I've got some nice little windows in there now, which are a bit grubby already. They look worse than my glasses. So can I use window lean on those, or glass cleaner on Perspex?
Window lean, I'd be very careful with that.
Right. So what would you use to clean your windows with?
Probably a bit of vinegar.
Alcohol?
Well, watered down vinegar.
Right. Because I keep forgetting what vinegar is for everything, isn't it?
Watered down vinegar, yeah.
Right. Fair enough. Right. So, Mark Osborne, little bit of info on RM857. Now has body B1819. It's original from build B857. Still exists. It's RM752 and is an open topper. Do you like open toppers, Dave?
I used to own one.
Do you think, obviously it's the original bus with top cut off, isn't it? Do you think there's something missing, or do you think it adds something?
Well, I suppose it adds something in the summer when you've got a nice day. Yeah. I used to own.
It's very practical, but if you had like an open top, would you go, oh God, that's ruined?
Yeah, it depends on what it is, really. I mean, I used to part own NJV995, which is an open-topped AC Bridgemaster, and I used to own that with a very famous person part own it, and he was actually a very famous MEP, a very outspoken one, and we used it on promotions for both his political party and his financial business, and it was absolutely excellent for the job, because they could use it on promotions, and we got an awful lot of posh people using it, wanting to use it, and champagne parties upstairs on a nice summer's day, and it was used for top-end cricket matches and political things around the country, and whilst I had it in my ownership, I used it for going to these bus rallies and these running days where you could use your bus if it was properly licensed and everything, which this one was. You could use your bus for taking people freely on a little run out on an open top bus if they wanted, or a closed top bus, or whatever they wanted. And I can safely say that because it was an AEC, because it was a Bridgemaster, because it was actually unique, and there's not been another open top Bridgemaster made as such that way. It was very, very popular indeed. And I had a couple of drivers that used to drive it, and I used to drive it on the odd occasion. And it was really, really good fun. And it was very popular, even when it was raining. It was popular, and that's because it was a unique vehicle. So obviously, a lot of people wanted to travel on it. And I know the person who now owns it, and he says it's still a very, very popular vehicle at same type of event, vintage bus running days, etc. And it's still about, thankfully, and it's looking very, very nice nowadays. If you want to have a look on the internet for it, it's the ex-Grimsby Cleethorpes Bridgemaster NJV 995, and that's its registration number, and you can research it and have a look.
Right.
But yeah, very popular vehicles, really. That's it. That's the one, Fleetwood.
Hold that.
That was mine.
Oh, beautiful. And there's your notification.
Yeah, that's
What's that notification say? See you tonight, honey. As soon as you finish the show.
No, that's my best friend.
Right, so it's quite ironic. Dave Milne is saying hi. He's actually on the bus going home. Not this bus, obviously.
No.
Maybe we should make a figure of Dave Milne just to put on the bus.
Yeah.
With his iPad watching Paint with Penny.
Yeah.
In 1966. So Stuart Sullivan says he'd rather have a window, Penny, and Roger Thompson, it needs a window at the back. Stuart Sullivan has said, do you think the back window will open from the outside, Fleetwood? Well, if there is a window, it'd have to, wouldn't it?
I'm just going by the information. I was looking at the leaflet that come in issue 1. You know, looking at the back, I can't see no levers. It looks pretty sealed tight. But when you look inside, you can see the little chrome lever just above by the bench seat. So it looks like you've got to get somehow access to get in and open the lever.
I don't think we'll be able to get our hands upstairs, will we?
No.
No.
And
Well,
the other side would be too fiddly, I think. Because you've got to go over the stairwell, haven't you?
Yeah.
You need access to the top deck once it's built. Because I don't think you will. You need access to the back to access the bells, but I don't think you need access actually anywhere on the top deck, really, do you?
Not really.
So,
emergency exit. That's it.
It does say opening windows, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does say about the opening the emergency exit. I haven't got my leaflet here that belonged to issue 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got mine. It's upstairs. So.
Yeah. Well, I can pull mine out. It's about the one thing in my house that is organised. So I'm so glad we kept these, you know. Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Right. I'm going to call this. I'm going to say there is a window.
You think so?
Yeah. If you look at the back of the seat, the way it's slightly distorted.
Yeah.
Looks like you're looking through a window.
Yeah, but what I meant is the corner window, Penny, at the back, above by the bench. Yes. I think that's where you get your fingers in to flip it at the back. You know, a little lever, maybe.
Well, comparing, you can't really see it on the camera. When you compare that window to the third window,
Yeah.
if that's got no glass, I would say that's got no glass either. Why would there be no glass in that one? So I don't know. Anyway, we've had some suggestions for window wipes. Stuart Sullivan says spectacle cleaner may be good for windows.
Yeah.
But would you, Dave?
Yeah, Christine's just whispered in my ear 5 minutes ago that about spectacle cleaner. Yeah, that would be an ideal thing to use.
That's a little alcohol based, isn't it? So it evaporates.
Yeah.
So I've missed quite a few comments. I've got to say this one. Paul61 says it was me that sent you the replacement windows. I'm a goddamn hero. Yes, you are. I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
So they may give a window with the option of installing it at the back. I like options. I'd probably take the option of installing it, but some people might be sitting there thinking, well, it'd be nice to have no windows so we can get in. Chris Davies says it has to be a window. Mark Osborne says you better go to Specsavers Fleetwood. There's a handle on the outside.
I can't see a handle on the bodywork.
Let me have a look. Let me have a look.
On the right hand side.
It's a red handle.
Yeah.
On the background. You won't see it on there.
Right.
Let me put my finger right next to the handle. Right. My fingernail is right next to the handle. I think that's
see.
It's really hard to spot. If you're not looking for it, yes, and also if you look at the hinges,
they'll open outwards.
You can see a tiny gap around the window where the hinges are.
Yeah, the bottom.
That is going to open outwards, isn't it?
I suppose it'd have to, because in a real emergency, if everyone had a tumble inside, they might not be able to open it. So rescuers would have to then open.
How's Mrs. Smallbone going to get out? That's why she sits there. That's why she sits near the back. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be on a pivot. It's not going to be like a turning handle. It'll just be pull it. Well, you won't pull it like that because your hand's too big. Right, Dave, say you sounded a little emotional when you saw the picture of your old bus.
Yeah, I get very emotional when I see pictures of my old buses. There's only actually one of them. Sorry, no, two of them that I don't know where they are. And I've had quite a few. I used to own, and I don't think you'll find a picture of this, ONO 88, I think it is, ONO 80. And that was a Bedford OB, open-sided Bedford OB coach. And I used to own a Bedford Van 5 ex-Western National KDV 140F, and I don't know where that is neither. But all the others, I know exactly where they are, and they're all very well looked after, apart from my Bedford Green Goddess, which I don't know where that is, and that's PGW 509.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very emotional. I didn't really want to sell it. I didn't really want to sell any of them, but you can't possibly save them all. And I'm physically not well enough to own and drive a big vehicle now. So yeah, it's quite an emotional business once you've had nice vehicles that you've restored, that you've owned, that you've got through MOTs and everything, and you have to sell them because of your health. And it's not.
You've got to show them off, and
you know, they all take time and money to look after, and lots of physical hard work, and you know, you have to be physically fit to drive them, and I'm not physically fit to drive a big vehicle any longer. So yeah, I'm very emotional without a shadow of a doubt.
So a few people saying things that before we actually discovered it ourselves, like there's is it back window. I would say it's the very back window at the back of the bus is hinged. There might be a lever or something. Dave Miller's home now. Spectacle wipes, and Paul 61 is saying, "It was my pleasure, Penny. I'm no hero." Spoken like a real hero.
Yeah.
Because real heroes don't claim they're heroes. So there you go. Can't win, Paul. You're going to be called a hero whether you say you're a hero or not. If anyone's done me a great favour, they are a hero as far as I'm concerned. Right, has anyone got a spare driver's seat? Obviously, I'll ask here. Also ask in the group. I'm sure someone might be able to help you out. And then Stuart Sullivan is saying, hopefully your old buses are well cared for.
Yeah, I know that most of them are. ONO 89, I don't think is. I don't think it exists anymore. And KDV 140F doesn't, as far as I'm aware.
So here's a question for you, Dad. You have a bus, you have to sell it, you can't keep it, you desperately need to get rid of it. And the person who comes up to buy it, in your opinion, probably isn't going to love the bus that well. Would you still sell it to them?
Well, it's a big market. You know, you can pick and choose who buys your bus, can't you? So
what person then?
I mean, if I, you know, I hopefully sold all mine to people who would love them, but not sadly the case. You know, people's circumstances change.
Yeah.
So and things alter as you go along. You know, owning a big vintage vehicle is a big undertaking without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. So if someone up and said, "Yeah, I like the look of this, I'll give it a go," you'll probably go, "Yeah, I think I'll keep looking."
Yeah, because well, I mean, I did sell one on eBay once, and I did kick myself afterwards because he didn't look after it.
Oh,
And so, but thankfully now, I do know that one's in very safe hands now, after a succession of owners.
So, Horlicks, you sold your car, didn't you, to someone that didn't look after it as well as you did? I know it's a different fish there, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was sad because it was quite old. It'd done a lot of miles. There was a few issues with it, which I told the seller about, and then he drove it like he stole it out of the estate. Screamed it around the corner. Within a week, he messaged me, said, "Oh, that's the Golf gone," and he said it blew up. So yeah, it was quite sad after looking after it. Some people like that.
Yeah, Sean saw one of her own cars. I mean, just before Sean's mum passed away, she bought Sean in 2009 Vauxhall Mariva. It ran down 36,000 miles, black, and it was immaculate. I mean, we had to only get rid of it because it was too big for Sean after Sean's mum's passing. That's why we got the Fiat 500. And we looked after it and we shined it up, pulled chrome bits on it, looked really quite sweet. We saw it about a month ago. Oh God, it was horrendous. It was like just sort of been dragged through a scrapyard, and we thought, what a shame to see, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's not nice, is it really?
No. The one Sean keeps asking about is her mum's car. I mean, we know roughly where it is. It's in real North Wales somewhere. The orange Fiat Punto. We know it's still on the road, you know what I mean? But Sean keeps saying, I wonder what she's like now. I wonder if she's still okay, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know where most of my old cars are, in scrappies.
Paul, Sorry.
Is it just me that spies on them? Like, 'cause if you go to like check vehicle tax and stuff, I always put my old plates in and see if they're still showing as
Sean
taxed
does.
and
That's
stuff.
what I mean. That's what Sean does on her mum's car most of all, because it's an
Right.
number plate on WMO2 PT.
When you see the MOT run out, you're like, oh, they're not looking after it. They're not MOT at look.
Yeah, Sean's every year come May, Sean's straight on the DVLA looking at, are they taxed mum's car? Are they? Yeah, all the hell. You know, it's like, oh, bless.
Oh, they haven't taxed it. Maybe they can't afford it. What else can't they afford?
Yeah.
Can they not afford to repair it? Or is it going to be scrapped soon?
Problem with that car, problem with the Fiat Punto we had to sell it so quick because Sean's mum passed away on the 2nd of December. It wasn't until about the 18th of December. We were just looking through some paperwork and we went on the DVLA website and they actually they took the road tax off at 10 minutes past 3 and Sean's mum passed away at 3 o'clock. So it was sitting outside with no road tax on, no insurance. So it was like, crikey, we've got to get rid of it quick.
That's harsh, that is, because if you don't get anything back for a bit of a month, do you?
No.
Every time I've sold a car in a still usable state, what I've always done is a loan agreement till the end of the month and then given them a receipt dated the 1st of the next month. And then that way I'll keep the tax on so they can still use it until the end. Because like if you sell someone a car, like say on the 25th of the month, they have to pay for the whole month of tax, don't they?
Yeah.
And when I cancel the tax, I won't get 5 days back or 6 days. So I'll just do a little loan agreement, say I'm lending you the car until the end of the month, and then from the first of the month, it's yours. And that way I can cancel the tax on the 1st of the month, or the last day of the month. They'll go and buy a tax on the 1st of the month, and then that way they haven't got to pay a whole month for. I've done it before. I bought like a car like the 30th of the month, and they've charged me the whole month, and I'm like, no, next time I'll just keep the car off the road.
We did that when we bought the Fiat 500.
Because it's all electronic, you would have thought they'd be able to. You should be able to pay for what you use. Well, I mean, I'd understand if it was like the tax disc system because you can't really do it days, but now it's all electronic. You would have thought there'd be something about that now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of podding.
Yeah, Paul 61C70. If you want to add me as a friend, Paul 61C70, I can point you in the right direction of a Bedford OB group on Facebook. And okay.
Sorry, I'm back probably now. Mark Osborne says road tax is on the driver now, not the car. I didn't know that. I've not actually owned a car now for about a year and a half. So anything that's changed. So the tax isn't. So, right. So how does the road tax work then if it's on the driver? Because previously, I thought it was done on the emissions now, wasn't it? So if your car has a high emissions rating, your road tax goes up. Well, it's not called road tax, is it?
I think what it means is that obviously you tax your car, but then when you sell your car, if I was to sell my Golf, if I sold it now, I would automatically get a refund through the post, not even having to do anything for any days I haven't used.
So you might get like £3.72 or something if it's a day or what.
You can't sell the car with the tax.
Yeah, I know you can't sell the car with the tax because that's how they've done it now, isn't it? But because that used to be a selling point, didn't it?
Yeah.
I used to like the creative words they used to use. If it was full tax and tested, it had at least 11 months, because you never get the full 12 months, would you?
No.
If it said some tax, it usually means it's going to run out at the end of the month. And if it just said taxed and tested, it usually means it's got about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I had to redo my tax actually, because it was Cole paid for mine up front, and I had a letter. But I like the way that they do direct debit now, because it's so much easier for me.
yeah, I've always done
the
that. The only things I didn't have on direct debit was my motorbike, because they don't offer it that, or maybe they did. But I used to pay. But I used to have my bike insurance on monthly payment, just to annoy them, because my bike insurance was something like £6 a month.
Yeah.
I'm like, it probably costs you more money than that to administer it. But it was great, and everyone's sitting at work talking, oh my God, I've just had a quote, £100 a month. How much are you paying, Penny? £6. I'm like, what?
Road tax are funny things, aren't they? You know what I mean? On prices. I mean, currently Sean's only paid £30, but under new rules coming out in a couple of years, that could be wiped out and it'd be a standard £145. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was reading in on one of the papers, a woman bought an i3 BMW electric car, and it's got cheap road tax. But by the time she added the extras in that the dealer suggested, it took over 40,000, and now her road tax is astronomical per month, because the car is now counted as a luxury car. So if you've got a car over 40,000, you're paying a bleeding premium there. So whatever way they get you by the curlies, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they do.
There was a thing around here, they were looking to maybe charge per mile. Currently, we use less than a block of fuel. So that's about, say, £10, less than that to get to Fleetwood. By the time we looked at how much they want to charge per mile, it would cost us around £30 each way.
Yeah.
So it would cost us more. You know, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had my insurance cancelled once, and I think this is quite funny. I was looking at 2 cars to buy, so I did a quote online, but I then changed the car to the other one to see which one gave me the cheapest quote. Then I realised did one of those comparison websites, and I was already in the system, but I was in the system as a care worker, and I'd just come back into doing buses. So obviously I changed my occupation to be bus driver, and that knocked the price down so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So then I did a quote on the other car, and I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked by the price difference. I put back in care worker, just to sort of watch flicking between the prices. So in the end, I took the quote on the cheaper car to insure, paid my deposit, paid the first month, and I got a letter come through the post saying they're cancelling my insurance on such and such a date, and they had a word for it, but it's what it is that people go online and they keep changing their details to try and get the quote down. So they're putting in different occupations, different ages, different, this, that, and the other. And it's actually a fraud prevention thing. They're actually accusing me of fraud.
Yeah.
So I wrote back to him and I said, well, if you want to come visit me at work, you're more than welcome to. I said, I'm in St Albans every day. And but they still cancelled it. And that was Sheila's Wheels, and I'll never go with them again.
Yeah.
That's who Sean's with now. Sheila's Wheels.
Yeah. So are they still women only, or because I hear there was a thing about where you can't discriminate now. You can't give women insurance because it's called discrimination or something.
Yeah.
You know, all the snowflakes get offended, don't they? Oh, it's not fair. I'm a man and I can't get cheap insurance. You know, so. But yeah, insurance quotes. Actually, I'm at the point in my life now where the insurance quotes are quite cheap, and you get the young lads at work and they go, "Oh my." So yeah, but you haven't been driving 20 odd years, and you haven't got like 6 years no claims bonus, have you?
Yeah.
So I've got to get myself a motorbike though. I think I'm on about 4 years no claims on a motorbike now, and they're not expensive. And to be honest with you, some of the bigger bikes are cheaper to insure anyway, because by the time you get onto bigger bikes, you are a more sensible rider, aren't you? It's the 525s that have all the accidents.
Yeah, mostly.
What happens if you share the car with your partner? I think you can have named driver.
Yeah.
But even that one you have to work out, because if your named driver is, for purposes of insurance, a worse driver, it can send your insurance premium up. And sometimes if you have the worst driver named as the policy holder, and then the statistically better driver is the second driver, it's actually cheaper than doing it the other way around. But obviously, if you go on Sheila's wheels, you only got one shot at getting insurance, otherwise they'll cancel it. So don't go, what happens if I do this? Poor 61's car insurance is £97 a year and it's tax and MOT exempt. I'm so jealous. I have never ever paid that much in my life. Or that little, sorry.
Sean's is about 400 a year, and road tax is obviously £30 a year.
Yeah.
No, this is only a little 1.2, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Roger Thompson's asking, any idea what you might do when the bus is finished in March?
All cry.
Is it going to finish in March?
No,
it's going to be,
June, isn't it?
It's going to be July.
June, July time, isn't it?
Yeah. It's 30 weeks, isn't it? So, well, 29. So let's have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 20. Oh, it's going to be about May, June-ish, unless I just forgot to stop counting. But yeah, nice. No, I think I will actually get very upset about it because, God, I think I'm going to have to go through all of my live videos and we'll do a big montage.
For me, if it was finished in June, early June, that would suit me down to the ground. Because I'm planning on trying to get them out to the public in July.
Yeah.
June and July, but who knows? Yeah, we'll all cry, I think, definitely.
I know what I'll do. I'm not going to do a show 130, and for as long as I don't do that show, the bus isn't finished.
Who knows? It might get extended.
Yeah, into a 15 figures.
What we'll have to do is do the Lego Routemasters show, and we'll buy
we'll do one piece a week.
Yeah, one brick a week.
Yeah, then do a Revel Routemasters show.
Yeah. Well, one thing I thought about doing, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but maybe have a go at the model kit, because you kind of gave me the idea, Dave, of buying 2 Revel kits, doing one out of the box and turning one into an RML, or turning RML into an RM.
Yeah, turning an RML into an RM. Yeah, because the Revel kit is the RML.
Yeah, so turn that into, because that's just one less row of seats, isn't it? And a cut panel out of the side.
Yeah.
And maybe I can get some nice light controllers on it. Maybe we could turn the Revel into this model. You know, we'll put the bells and the noises and things in.
Yeah.
So, oh, excuse me, sorry. I didn't, depends what's on offer. I fancy doing the Land Rover. I've signed up for the Land Rover. I really do want to do that Land Rover, and I'm prepared to go premium on that one. Because you get the little welding kit, don't you? Message incoming. Last show will be 12th of August, says Adrian. Okay. Right, we know it's time to finish the show now because Dave Bassett's turned up. Hi, folks. I'm home now after Pepsi's night out. Listen, I've got to mention it. I'm sorry, I bore the hell out of everyone bar David Bassett. Last night's result had to be done. There was only one result we could have had. Sorry, we played MK Dons in the cup, and there's only one acceptable result against MK Dons. So, Paul 61 C70 says Mike Anderson is building a ukulele. Now, there's a thought. I did watch the beginning of it, but I think it might be fairer and better to watch Fleetwood's first because he did his first. So, you know, we like to watch things in order, don't we? So, yeah, who's doing the Land Rover? Because Land Rover is an Eagle Moss build, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I got a feeling Hachette might bring something out hang on, it's 2020. Anything happening in 2020 that we know of? Because sometimes they do times. They wanted to bring the Apollo 11 out for this year, didn't they? To coincide with the anniversary of the landings.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. I heard somewhere they want to bring that out to tie in with a film. And Terminator, I think that Terminator's come out just before the third film, hasn't it? Or the latest film. I wonder if that was a deliberate tie-in. Because obviously you're going to sell more of something if you've got a film come out. So I wonder if there's anything in the pipeline. You will have more time and money. Yeah. Oh, do you know, I didn't look at times of the winners, but I'm just glad we won. I normally keep an eye on football results during the night, but I didn't get a chance to last night. So when the highlights came on YouTube this morning, I genuinely had no idea of the score. And I put the highlights on and I saw MK Dons go 1-up. I'm like, oh God. And then as I'm doing a bit of stuff on the print, I'm like, I heard a cheer. Obviously, you can tell from the volume of the cheer who's most likely to have scored. So, so August, I am trying to cut down my builds. It's just that they keep bringing good builds out. So around about March, April, my Millennium Falcon and Harley will be finished. So that's another 70 quid a month. What else is finishing? Obviously, you've got the Routemaster will be finishing. I just started a build. Yeah, of course, I've just started the Fiat, haven't I? So, and what I want to do is save up as much money as I can because Model Space have these funny sales, and I'd really like to get a full kit, like on a half-price sale. I want to try and come away from doing part works because you can do things at your own pace once you get. But I don't fancy a big, massive box in my bedroom of parts that need doing. So, but we'll see what's out there. And I'm quite enjoying the 3D builds. I've got ideas. I mean, obviously, me and Horlicks don't need to talk about ideas for about another 6 months yet. But I've got a few ideas. Spitfire, yeah, that one comes out. So I look forward to that one. That does look good based on one issue. Oh yeah, of course, the Jag. Yeah, I've just committed to the Jag. So yeah, I need to finish builds just to get back to the level I was 6 months ago. So
Okay, well, I need to say my goodbyes now.
yeah, well,
Because
I'm
I've got a really important call that keeps trying to come through, so I need to take it. So yeah, that's all really. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks everyone, and I shall see you all next week. Well, no, Saturday.
yes, Saturday. Looking forward to it. It'll be the last of the month. And what are we doing? We're doing the leveler. So we've got a new type of filament that we've never seen on the show before, although we might have done, I don't know. Yeah, and there's one special piece that's just gone through.
Yeah,
so,
I've got some more printing to do, but I'm planning to do it Saturday time.
Are you all ready to go on yours then, Horlicks?
I printed some bits yesterday, but I've got to print the big piece.
Good luck on that one.
But the problem is, where I'm in this house, I don't want to leave it whirring all night, so I need to do it on Saturday morning.
Right. Okay. It's about a 9-hour print for me.
Yeah.
And the advice I would give you is put a brim on it, because what I did, I printed it across the bed, it failed. I did it up and down the bed, it failed. What I did in the end was I printed diagonally with a brim, and the bigger the brim, the more it's going to stick to the bed. Otherwise, it'll just pull off and it'll warp. In fact, the last one that I printed, which came off the bed yesterday, is in a box somewhere. Here we go. Because I'm now having to do 2 of everything. But my purple one, which you'll see on Saturday, is stuck in the bag, not coming out. It is absolutely perfect. I'm happy with that. The green one, it just started to walk towards the end of the print. So I don't know if you can see that. I really should use it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. It's got a very slight walk. Can you see it just there?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going with that because it's not a lot, because it's actually going to sit that way up because it prints upside down. So as long as the bits go in there, then that'll be fine. And then obviously rubber bits go at the bottom. Anyway, I don't want to tell you too much about it. But I'll tell you what, I'm getting to a point now.
Okay.
If I never see another one of these hooks, it'll be too soon. Because I just, so many of them, I've been printing them off and just, they're crazy. So, right. Okay, well, I'll let you go then, Horlicks. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate your help.
Good night, Alex.
I will see you Saturday.
Yes, Saturday. Good night, Dave Mill. Good night, Marty. Thank you. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Okay, good night. Good night, Alex.
Bye.
Bye.
So, rundown for this week. We've got tomorrow, we have not got World of Wayne.
No.
Right, so nothing that I can think of is happening tomorrow. Friday, we have got Adrian. Doing a build. Saturday, we have got the 3D printed tractor. Sunday, is anyone doing anything Sunday?
Not me.
No, not me.
Right. I may possibly do a Harley. It's been a long time since I've done the Harley. I don't think I'll have. I've just received the latest pack for Millennium Falcon this week. I've got to get the Millennium Falcon sorted out. So next week I will be releasing some videos on the tractor. because next week there will be, next week there will be no show.
So Wednesday will be on my channel then, yeah?
Yeah. So if you're happy to do that.
No.
What are you going to do, Fleetwood? Are you going to do 91 or 92?
Depends if I've got my issue at the time. If not, we might have to get Adrian to do it, if you know what I mean. And our usual chat.
Sunday, Horlicks is going to do a bus issue with my help. So, okay, fine. We'll be doing a bus or two on Sunday then.
Oh, okay.
So, Horlicks' channel on Sunday, latest issue of a bus. So, I don't think this next one's as hard as the last. Was a bit of a complex one that last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. I like doing the revisits because it kind of brings back memories. But he did rather well on Sunday, didn't he? For someone who's been out of the Routemaster build for so long, I think he did very, very well.
Yeah, did very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's Sunday. So yeah, next week no shows from me. If you're free, of course, not asked yet. Of course, I'm going to help you, Horlicks. You know that. So, yeah, I'm going to try and put together some pre-recorded videos. There'll be 6 in total, I hope, which are all the tractor builds, stages 1 to 6. And then what I'll do is next week, the week after, sorry, when we start the live builds again, we'll do 1 tractor a week, and then the 4th week we'll do a video on what should we say, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And then when you see a video come up on a Monday, because some people are getting a little bit confused of when there isn't a show, and it's very simple for me to remember because it's my work rota and it's a 4-week rota. But obviously, I don't expect you guys to remember my rota. So
yeah,
I think by having a pre-recorded show on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Saturday, you'll have something to watch instead on Wednesday. Well, shall I release it about 6 o'clock like I normally do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll give you a chance to watch it and then watch Fleetwood's on a Wednesday. But obviously, if you see a video pop up on Monday, you'll hopefully you'll then instantly go, oh yeah, it's Penny's late week.
Yeah.
So, and obviously I will.
The 2 dates will be on my channel will be the 20th of November and then the 18th of December.
Right. So when are we? Well, we can't do anything with the Fiat until it comes, can we?
Nope. Then I'll do it back to back Sundays. I'll do the Fiat one Sunday and then the Renault the Sunday afterwards.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that next Renault. Also, Chris Davies, are you still watching? I should be coming to yours at the weekend, but due to financial issues,
so will your Renault Fiat interfere with my stream on the 24th then? Or will you be able to work around?
I'll have to wait until I'm back at mine, which will be sort of like the second week of December. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that'll work out right then, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably be something like, rough date at the moment, the Fiat might have to be about the 15th of December.
Yeah.
And then the Renault might have to be like 2 days before Christmas, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I'll work on it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, if I'm in the way, let me know and I'll concede.
No, it's fine. There's nothing. I mean, the Renault obviously comes weekly from France, so
yeah.
Like last week's issue will come this week. This week's issue will come next week. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because of the transportation. So
yeah,
I'm on number 9 now, so that won't be here until probably Monday, Tuesday next week.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get 10, that actually quite give me quite a lot of issues to do. By the time I get round to December, it'll be like 12, 13 by then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
We'll work on it because obviously Sean's got a lot on sort of the end of November, beginning of December.
Yeah.
And then it's back to mine, if you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because I've got to try and do something for Sean by the 2nd of December. She wants me to do a little tribute video to her mum because it's been 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the passing. So,
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
yep.
Right. I'm sorry. I just had a bit of a message from someone. I'm losing my temper on it. So yeah, I'm going to finish the show now. I don't think there's any more we can add to it anyway. So guys, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you a week on Wednesday. No, I'll see you Saturday. No,
Saturday.
Saturday. I'll
Yeah.
see you Saturday.
I was going to say, yeah.
So I'll let these two lovely guys say goodbye, and then yeah, take care, guys.
Okay.
And I'll see you
Bye-bye.
All right, take care then. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.